On today's video, we are going to be talking about how to actually apply for a job. Now, I know you may be looking at me like, girl, we already know how to apply for a job. Yes, I know you know how to apply, but I'm just sharing a couple of tips just in case, okay? Just in case. Okay? And so if you are joining us for the first time, over the past couple of weeks, we have talked about our CVs, how to get that ready, our LinkedIn, how to get that ready, how to properly use LinkedIn, how to use it to network, how to use it to research a company. We have been going through the basics step by step. And so if you have not watched those videos, I would suggest that you do that. And then now you come back here with a great CV, with your LinkedIn improved, knowing exactly how to network, and then now you are ready to apply for those jobs. So let's begin. Yeah, and for those who are new, my name is Momo, and over the past decade, I've been recruiting for both startups in the hypergrowth phase and for more established industrial organizations. So once again, let's begin. Sometimes it is not your experience that is a problem, the job market that is a problem. Sometimes it is your job application process. You may be sitting there, and anytime that you see a job, you just send your CV, blindly send your CV. You see any job, you apply. A vacancy is there, you apply. And while that may be great when it comes to quantity and ensuring that you're spraying your CV around, it may not be the right approach for you, especially if you want to land something in this job market. Today, I want to give you the full process from the minute that you see the job posting all the way to the point that you submit your application. I want you to have the mindset of a recruiter. How does a recruiter look at each of these steps, or how would the recruiter see it from their perspective? So I want you to have that mindset, okay? So this is episode 5 of Momo's Job Clinic, and we are getting into the details. Step number 1. The first thing that I want to get out of the way right now is please stop applying when you are emotional. Do not do it when you are emotional, when you are tense, when you are desperate. And I know when you are looking for a job, it is a desperate time, right? But what I am saying is calm down. Do not just do it when you have tears in your eyes or you have panic in your heart. You've seen a bill come in and then you're like, oh my God, I need to find a job. And then you go on LinkedIn and you start clicking apply everywhere. I don't want you to do that. What I mean is, even if the bill comes, even if it's, you need to get a job tomorrow by 7 a.m., you breathe in, you are calm, and you do it with the right mindset. So right now, we are going to be going through a job description like a recruiter, okay? So at this moment, I actually pulled up a real job that we have live, which is an executive assistant to the group CEO. This is at Club L London. I love Club London. They have absolutely amazing dresses. They have this is a role that would be in their operations within the Dubai office, okay? So this is how you read a job description like a recruiter, okay? So before you touch your CV, we are going to be reading our job description. We are not just skimming through it. You see executive assistant, apply. No, no, no. Executive assistant, we are going to go through the CV the right way. Read it like there is a test at the end because basically there actually is going to be a test. It is your CV being able to match this particular job description. Okay, you see a title, you envision the salary, you glance at the bullets, and then you start applying. People literally do this. They're like, okay, done, let me click apply. No. Okay, first we are going to read for structure. Job descriptions are written in priority order. Whatever is at the top is very important, okay? And then the second thing, we're going to look out for repeated language. Sawa. So about us, Club L London, it is an online retailer. Now the role itself, they're looking for a world-class executive assistant to support the group CEO. World class, okay? Of a diversified portfolio business spanning multiple sectors and geographies. So it's multi cultural. You're going to be dealing with people from across different countries. So it requires you to be able to know how to navigate a multicultural work environment. This is not administrative support. It is executive control at the highest level of pace, precision, and discretion, okay? You are the gatekeeper, filter, and operational rhythm behind the CEO. So this role requires you to really be on top of your game. On top of your game. From the minute you're applying for that position, honey, it needs to say, I am the person you are looking for. Without me, you are a failure. So the key responsibilities: you will run the CEO's world with quiet authority and absolute precision. Okay? Number one, inbox and communication control. I will tell you, I have recruited for executive assistant positions. This right here is normally such an important key detail. These executives want someone who, if I was to leave my inbox with you, you would be able to reply to people the same way I would. They want you to have that ability, that level of maturity, emotional intelligence, and actual intelligence to know what exactly belongs in the CEO's inbox and what doesn't, okay? So inbox and communication control, full ownership of the CEO's inbox, prioritize and filter and respond where appropriate, what is urgent versus what is important, draft responses, manage follow. They have literally given you the blueprint. So when you're looking at key responsibilities, our first point, as I have mentioned, is we are going to see the priority of this role. Priority number one is this. It is not these ones. So your CV should not be focusing on these three. Your CV is focusing on point one, inbox and communication control. Point two, diary and time architecture. Point three, executive coordination. These three right here are the main things that you must have, okay? And of course, you must be able to have travel and logistical experience. But if we're going in terms of priority, I would really want you, the first point that you have in your CV should be, basically showing them or telling them that, what, I am someone who had full ownership of the CEO's inbox. I am someone who ensured no critical message was missed. I am someone who prioritized, filtered, and responded where appropriate, and filtered to the point where what mattered is what reached the CEO. Baby, you have to point this out in your CV. They have literally given you the blueprint, okay? That is point number one. You are now looking at the order of priority. What is at the top matters the most. The further down you go, the more flexible the hiring team would probably be. Maybe when it comes to travel and global logistics, maybe you have handled domestic flights. You've not handled international. Maybe you have sorted out, the organization that you work for probably has a travel agency. You've only coordinated with the travel agency. So this is not something that you did by yourself. This one would probably be okay. But when it comes to this one here at the top, baby, do not play. Do not play. Your CV must. So when you are applying to the job, let's say your CV did not have this information. Even though you are an executive assistant to a CEO right now, you missed to highlight this in your CV, forget about it. Forget about it, my friends. You know what I mean? And then second look, repeated language. Let's try to find repeated language here. We'll see something, a lot of times over here, a lot of job descriptions will put either, what is it called? Either required or preferred, okay? But here they are telling you what excellence looks like from the CEO's perspective. Let's look at what the CEO only sees what truly matters. Inbox feels controlled. Calendar is intentional. Once again, what does this lead to? All of these, when nothing slips, stalls, or gets forgotten. it all points to point number one: inbox and communication control. That right there is actually our repeated language. Our repeated language is communication control. They are looking for someone who's highly organized, someone emotionally intelligent, someone who takes over for the CEO. Like the CEO can literally switch off their brain in your presence. They know that you have everything handled. That is the communication that I'm getting here, okay? Exceptionally organized with what did I say? Exceptionally organized, calm, composed, and decisive under pressure. This is someone who is the CEO's right-hand person, okay? So you look at what is required, what is preferred. Required about you is this: confident, organized, calm under pressure, adaptable. You do not wait for instruction. You're someone who is really, really important things. So even if, let's say, when it comes to the travel and global logistics, you're not that great, but you are really, really strong in, let's say, inbox and communication control and executive coordination. And also when it comes to diary and time architecture, your previous CEO was, let's say, took charge of his own diary. But you are showing. So to me, when I look at this as a recruiter, and someone who takes control, someone who is highly organized, very confident, discreet, they know what is confidential, they are very professional. That is what these people are looking for. And you need to present that in your CV. There are certain things you cannot show. You cannot show how professional you are, but you can show details of organization, of planning, of proactivity, of managing high volume communications. Sorry, I don't know why it came up like this, but whatever. All the best for us. Actually, I like this. The reading mode is actually good, but whatever. You see? So you show that you are very confident when it comes to high volume communication environments. Okay? So that is how you look at a job description. You make sure that your CV clearly outlines what these people are looking for. And the job description is literally telling you what they are looking for. Okay? Great. Another thing to remember, please save the job description after you apply. When you have applied to a job, copy paste that job, open a Word folder or a Word document, save that job in that Word document or an Excel, whichever one is comfortable for you. The reason why I'm telling you this is if you are applying, you are focusing on applying to jobs on a day-to-day basis, you might get a call or you might get contacted by an organization and they would say, hey, we would love to have an interview with you next week. And so let's say you know the company name and you're like, oh my gosh, let me go find that job description so I can prepare for the interview, for the quick call I will have with the recruiter. And then you find that the job expired. It's no longer online. So if you copy paste the jobs and you save them in a folder somewhere, it helps you later on to remember what exactly it was that you applied for. The match rate check. After you have gone through the job description, I want you to do a very quick and honest assessment of how you match to this particular job. What are the things that you definitely have and where exactly are you lacking? Okay? You need to have a very good assessment of it. Now, previously, before the onset of AI, we would sit down, go through the job description one by one, look at every key point, and then compare that to your CV. But now with AI, you are able to do this very easily, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. What you do is that you copy paste the job description, put it onto the AI platform, upload your CV, and then ask the platform to do an honest check of where exactly you are very strong and where it is lacking, and especially when it comes to the mandatory requirements of the role. Know what is okay to be missing and what is not okay to be missing in your CV compared to the job description. What is okay to be missing is if they mention a certain software, but you have knowledge in a different type of software. That is okay. If they want someone from a particular industry, but you are from another industry, it's okay because at least you have the experience, okay? What is not okay to be missing in your CV is if they're asking for a specific language. You don't have that language, you don't have that language. They're requesting a specific license. If you don't have the license, you don't have the license. Like, there is no way around that. Okay, so there are certain things where it is okay. It can be a bit flexible, but there are certain things where if you just don't have it, you just don't. Cover letters. Should you have them? Should you not have them? Now, I'll tell you, in my 10-year career in recruitment, I have read less than 5 cover letters. I have read less than 5 cover letters. And the only time that I read those cover letters was because it was a very niche position that required those people, that actually didn't even require those people. Those people felt that they should send a cover letter in order to share the expertise that they had. So we wanted to read those cover letters to know who exactly these people are. But other than that, unless you've been specifically asked to write a cover letter, a lot of times they're not really that necessary because recruiters just don't have the time to go over cover letters. However, if you are the type of person who says with every application I must have a cover letter, there's no issue. No one is actually going to penalize you for having a cover letter. I'm just saying that if it is required, you should have it. If it is not, it's okay if you have it or you don't. Be very specific. There are people who send cover letters that are 2 pages long, a whole page long. No one is reading that. No one is reading that. Because if I wanted to read something, every time I open someone's application and I see a long cover letter, why should I read the cover letter when I can just go to the CV, right? I can go to the resume. Why should I be reading this long conversation? There's no need for me to read it. I'll just open their CV, look at their CV, whether it's a match or it's not. So your cover letter should not be a long drawn out summary of your CV. Your CV is already there. Your cover letter is just a quick summary, okay? You share things that are probably not in your CV. It explains probably a gap. It explains the reason why you want to leave your current organization, but briefly. You don't need to write a whole story. I'm currently applying for this position because of da-da-da-da. That's it. And then you mention your experience. Okay, you mention results and outcomes. Okay, if you write down your results and outcomes, that is it. But your CV is already doing majority of the work. Remember, you already fixed your CV around episode 1 or episode 2 of Momo's CV Clinic. So you do not need your cover letter to be doing the heavy lifting. The heavy lifting is being done by the CV, okay? So like I've said, if it is mandatory, do it, but make sure that it is clear and it is concise. If it is not required, then it's not required. If you want to have one, it is your decision. But once again, just make sure that it is clear and concise. And that is a little bit of the full process. If you use this system where you look at the JD properly, you see whether, what is important and what is not. Do I have those things in my CV? Use AI. Come on. Use AI to your benefit. Hey Chat, hey Claude, hey Gemini, where am I missing? What can I highlight in my CV that is missing? Rate my application based off of this job description. Use AI to your benefit. I will give you a little bit of a disclaimer. Do not use AI to write your entire CV for you. Please do not do that because it is easily detectable. We can see it. The minute we read it, we will see it, that it is written by AI. But write it in your own words. You can ask the AI, whatever platform to give you the points, and then now you can write it in your own words in your CV, okay? But use it to your advantage. We are living in a highly technological era, in a technological time, you should use it to better yourself. Okay, use it to make your application better. Other people are doing it. Other people are doing it. So if you're not doing it, you are 55,000 steps behind. Keep a tracker. Every time you apply to a job, copy paste the job description, put it in a Word document or an Excel sheet, whatever it is. Keep track so that you are aware of where your applications are. You are able to have numbers of how well you are doing. If you sent out 50 applications, where there should be something, you should be and this is just my idea of being number based and seeing if there is any return in investment. If nothing is happening after a certain number of applications, then what can you change? How can you improve yourself? Keeping the data is really, really important. But that is for those of you who are at a more advanced level and want to be more data driven, very specific in their job search, and they are tracking their progress and their process. Okay, that is one of the other things. Another thing I didn't mention, applying quickly matters. When a job has been posted, please do not say I'll apply on the weekend. Today's Wednesday. You saw it on Wednesday, you need to apply that day. If you can apply at that very moment, great. If you cannot, because you want to ensure your CV, you're checking a couple of things in your CV, then do it that evening, that lunchtime, whatever time that you have, in order for you to send in your application as quickly as possible. Do not wait a day, 2 days till the weekend. Don't do that. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please click on subscribe, share it with a friend. I am here to support. Now, if you want more personalized support, that is something that I also offer separately. So feel free to reach out to me if that is something that you're keen on. You want someone to help you create a job search strategy, someone who can support you with your CV, give a little bit more personalized support there. More than happy to do so. Okay, so thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you know what to do. Comment section, ask. More than happy to answer your questions. So I'm wishing you an absolutely lovely and blessed day. Bye, my loves.